Ready to feel like a god? Today, we're counting down the 8 best PS5 games that'll give you that God of War thrill. Big battles, insane boss fights, and epic combat. Let's dive in. At number 8, Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Now look, if you've ever imagined what it'd be like to wield a lightsaber and flip through the air like some kind of Jedi acrobat, this is your game. You'll get that same rush of doing insane combos while also mastering the Force and slowly morphing into a Jedi badass. Just minus the whole destroying Greek gods thing. But hey, who needs gods when you've got the Force? Cut to lightsaber battle. Force push moment. Spoiler alert. There are way more stormtroopers than gods in this one, but you'll still have a blast knocking them out like you're auditioning for a Jedi version of the Matrix. Next up, Final Fantasy 16. aka how to make your brain explode with all these giant monsters, magic, and more giant monsters. Look, if you thought God of War had boss fights that were cinematic, wait until you see the icon battles in FF16. It's like Kratos went full on, I'm gonna fight a god mode, but with more explosions and less sun. Please don't die. But hey, if you're the kind of person who gets excited by fighting a gigantic fiery lion, we're not judging you. This game's got epic written all over it, just like Kratos' love for yelling at gods. And his son? Coming in at number 6, Monster Hunter Rise. Now, I don't know about you, but God of War made us all think, hey, smashing giant things into oblivion sounds fun. Well, Monster Hunter Rise says, hold my drink. It's got colossal monsters that take forever to take down, and just when you think you've won, they pull out more health than your last boss fight. It's like Kratos, but with more bugs. And no, not the creepy crawly ones. These are wire bugs that help you glide around like Spider-Man, which is way cooler than any axe you've ever had. So, if you love the idea of taking down something the size of a small skyscraper and walking away like it was no big deal, welcome to Monster Hunter Rise. Just don't ask where the loot goes, it's in your pocket. Trust us. Number 5, The Witcher 3, Wild Hunt. You know how Kratos has his son to help with the emotional stuff? Well, Geralt's got his sword, and that's enough to slay any monster that gets in his way. If you love epic quests, monster hunting, and the feeling of I might actually be an unstoppable badass, Witcher 3 is your jam. Oh, and did I mention Geralt makes potions like he's got his own brewery? Yeah, that's right. Drink up and get ready for some brutal, heart-pounding combat. Sure, there's no god-slaying here, but fighting a giant griffin is almost the same thing, right? Just with less yelling and more, I need a potion. At number 4, we've got Devil May Cry 5, Special Edition. You want cinematic combat? You want devilish combos? You want to make enemies feel like they've been hit by a freight train? Well, DMC5 serves that and some extra attitude with a side of hair gel. The combat is lightning fast, and every boss fight feels like you're in an action movie. Minus the actual movie production budget, which we're okay with. If Kratos ever met Dante, he'd probably just throw his axe at him and say, "You're doing too much, buddy." But hey, we love it. You'll get plenty of challenge here. If you're not careful, your enemies will be looking at you like, "You sure this is your first time playing?" Number 3, Ghost of Tsushima. Now imagine God of War, but with samurai. Ghost of Tsushima doesn't have gods, but it's got enough stunning combat to make you feel like you're fighting one. As you unlock more stances and skills, you'll become a ghost. And yes, that means being sneaky while also slicing through enemies in the most satisfying way possible. If Kratos had a katana, this would be his wet dream. I mean, who needs a god when you can sneak up behind people, slice them to bits, and look cool doing it, right? Yeah, we're all in. Coming in at number 2, Horizon Forbidden West. Okay, so it's not exactly a god-slaying game, but robot dinosaur slaying? Close enough, right? This open-world adventure gives you Aloy, a badass hero with an arsenal of weapons to take down giant robotic beasts. And trust me, these creatures do not go down easy, just like Kratos enemies. Plus, it's got that same feeling of progression as you level up and get better at taking down the toughest foes. It's like Kratos, but with more laser beams. And the best part? No one's asking you about your feelings. Just go out there and shoot things with arrows. Can't beat that. And finally, number 1, Black Myth Wukong. The future of boss fights is here, and it's called Wukong. This game promises the kind of cinematic, jaw-dropping combat that will make you say, why wasn't I fighting gods like this in God of War? The speed, the intensity of the bosses. This game is Kratos-level fun, but in a world full of mythical creatures and seriously intense martial arts. Get ready for fights that will make you want to throw your controller. But in a good way. This game is going to be your new obsession. Trust us. It's got gods, bosses, and more style than a Paris fashion show. Can't wait. So, which one are you playing first? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming epic game lists. We promise, no gods were harmed in the making of this video, unless you count all the ones we crushed in these games. See you next time.